Hiya folks, welcome back to Fishing with Den. Right, well, I'm on the Tidal River again today, and I've arrived at just past low tide, so it's fairly shallow. I've got some sort of mud flats sticking out over there, which you probably can't see on the camera, but as you can see, I'm going to fish with a float today. This is an Avon float, which is either 2 or 3 AAs. It may need to get bigger as we go along, because the tide will be coming in, the current will be stronger, but we'll see how we go for the moment with this. I'm just setting up, I haven't quite finished yet, but what I've done is I've just put the initial plummet on, and I'm just going to fish sort of about there-ish. That's just on the bottom, look. And if I go any further, if I go sort of to there, that goes down. Now that you're looking at 6 or 8 feet there, really steep shelf off. Just come to there, just touching bottom at that point, come to there. It is shallowing up, but I've got to be careful. There is a sort of a flattish area along here, but the problem with that is that it's got these big rocks in that they've put in to stop bankside erosion. Anyway, we'll see how we go with it. I've still got to finish setting up. I'm going to get a couple of dropper shots on, but at the moment I've probably got, that's a guess, I don't know, 3.5, 4 feet maybe, something like that. All I've done is I've strung out number 4s, I think they're number 4s, yeah, number 4 shot down here. I'm going to put a couple of droppers on down here, which are probably going to be a couple of number 6s. I've got a size 10 hook on, I think that's a Preston KKHB. Tied it on with a knotless knot, just to make sure I don't get any slippage on the spade, because this one doesn't have a spade, of course, it's either an eyed hook. So let me just finish off getting these extra couple of shots on, and we'll start trotting down, and then I'll talk to you about how I'm going to feed it and why. Okay, I'm set up. I've put 3 bits of corn on this size 10 hook, and I'm just going to start off by just trotting down roughly where I'm going to be fishing, just to see if I hit any of those major rocks on the bottom, because when you hit one you really do have issues and you end up losing tackle all over the place. Probably somewhere about there. I've got the zoom camera on, which hopefully is in shot now. Just check them out to make sure. Oh yeah, maybe a little bit off, but I'll sort that later. But you can probably see that dragging under at the moment. Obviously I'm slightly over depth because I want to be dragging on the bottom, but somehow I've got to try and avoid those rocks. That doesn't look too bad. Right, I think we'll go with that. Well, it's handy it came down before we start, but I don't know if you can see it yet in the camera, but if you look down in front of me, there's half a forest coming down. So I've had this before actually, where a whole tree came down and parked itself in my swim. The other part of the raft is down there, but this has literally parked itself right in front of me as I'm starting. But in a minute I'll see if I can do something about sorting that out and sort of moving it. Having said that, let's talk about bait. I've got a rather large tub of ground bait with me. This is 8 litres. I've got probably 6 tins of corn with me, which I may or may not use. I've got a 3-pint container of pellets, and normally when you're river fishing, just like you used to on the Trent or wherever, you'd be putting bait in fairly regularly as we go. I've been doing this sort of carp fishing on tidal rivers for a short while now, and what I've decided is that today I'm going to get a bed of bait around about the area where I need to be, and then I will still feed, but not quite as regularly, but I will feed it in balls of ground bait. Or I might just, if I've got it to hand, where is it? Down here, use this bait dropper to introduce it so it stays in exactly the right place. But we'll wait and see on that one. What I've got to do now, oh hang on, it seems to be moving. I'll come back to you in a few minutes once this has finally disappeared, and there we go, it's starting to move now. We can see about getting some bait into the swim and start fishing. Well, I just thought before I did feed, I'd just trot through again just for a minute just to see what's what. And I put 3 pieces of sweet corn on, and as it went through I had a bite, and here we go. As I said, this is a tidal river, and what I've caught is a thing called a bream. Now this is kind of a sea bream, and it's very spiky. I've got spikes all over everywhere. Ouch. Right, let's see if we can get the hook out. Right, not a huge fish, but maybe you can see the teeth on there, and I've just hooked him in the... Ow! Stuck his flipping... Ouch! Spine in me. But that's a sea bream. We'll put him back. Ow! Right, well, I'm just going to have another trot through just to see. I'm getting my landing net caught up now. Got trees all behind me. Hopefully that's not getting in the way. So what we'll do is we'll have another go at that. I haven't put any bait in yet. As I say, I was just trotting down. So 3 pieces of corn. They fight really well for their size actually, but they have this habit of swallowing the hook, and because of all the teeth and things you tend to struggle to get them out. But we got that one out fine, so I was just making sure, as I say. Okay, sort of put it out about there. Started to trot down a bit. I was just holding back from time to time. I just noticed that the float just dipped a little bit. I just put the rod down to grab some ground bait, and the float went under. I was looking for it on the zoom camera, and it's shot out there. And it's a good fish too. As you can see, I'm having to back one because I haven't actually got the clutch sorted out just properly yet. See if that's any better. Right, I only set this rod up the other day, so we're still very much in the setup phase. Oh dearie me, who needs ground bait today, eh? Literally, I put the rod down in the rest, went to just check that everything was being seen on the zoom camera, and I couldn't see the float. So I lifted up, and on he was. Decent fish too, by the feel of things. Coming back towards me a bit now. Whew. Shot off there though, didn't he? I knew this river was good, but that's phenomenal. Literally 2 proper casts, well, not even a proper cast, and I've had 2 fish. Okay, so he's right down below me now. Water's fairly coloured still. Oh, gives you, I'll make that. I think what they do, because it's about 18 feet deep, just another few meters out, I think what they do is they come up, whoa, they come up on the shelf where it's been dry at some point, and I think they forage for grubs and things down there. But this, I think, is a good fish. Got some more debris coming down. Here he is underneath me. I'm assuming you can see him. Just check. You should be able to. Oh yeah. Oh, we'll get out of the way of that debris. Plenty of fight in him, isn't there? Right. Oh, he's a good fish. That's why I come here actually, because the fish are really nice. Might even need to put the bigger net on if they're going to be like this. I've had fish up to 20 pounds out of this river. Look at that. Wow. Come on then. Just put him in nicely. Oh, that's a good start. We're going to weigh this one. Just got to get him up this bank now. Oh. Stuck up a tree behind me. Ah, just what I need. Now that is a good lump. Let's just see if we can get myself out of this tree. Okay. Not quite. A great big branch. Just in the wrong place. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll just weigh him in situ. This landing net weighs about £1 4 ounces. So we'll take that off the total. 0, and we've got £11.7. So it's £10 4. And I will see if I can show him to you just very quickly. You'd have thought he was bigger than that though, wouldn't you? That is a good fish. Look at that. Great start to the day. Whew. Well, nothing this time, so I may need to start putting some ground bait in shortly, but I will trot it through a few more times just to see. Okay, well, I've decided to put some ground bait in then. Made up 4 balls, and I'm just going to put them in down here. I suspect I might end up feeding with the bait dropper, as I showed you before this thing, just to make sure eventually that all the bait's in the right place, because this is actually getting quite quick already. Decided the current's a bit fast for the ground bait idea, so I'm just going to try with the bait dropper for a second, see if we can achieve what we want to do with that. There. And that works quite well. I think this bait dropper might be a little bit big, so I think I'll change to a slightly different one, but I'm going to put 4 bait dropper fulls in and see how we go. This is the medium-sized bait dropper, so hopefully this won't put too much of a strain on the rod. The last one was just a little bit too heavy. Tend to use that one on the pole, and literally, oh, that's much better. So I'm wanting to catch about there, so where the float goes in this occasion is where the bait goes, and that works. Okay, as you can see, it's all opened up nicely. I think I'll put another 2 or 3 of these in, and then we'll get back to fishing. GoPro, start recording. Yes. I watched that bouncing around there. It's where I put the bait in with the bait dropper, and I didn't think it was going to go at first, but it did. It's right underneath me down here, look. Whoa! Looks like the bait dropper's the way to get the accuracy, doesn't it? Nice. Not too big a fish, this one, for this place. Average here is probably anything from 5 to, I don't know, 13 pounds normally. I think we've got a tiddler here. Technically. Say tiddler. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, fairly tiddly. Only about 3 or 4 pounds this one. But it just goes to show they've turned up over my bait, and he swallowed it. And now he's gone nuts. But we're catching. And he's upside down now. Come on, fish. Okay, that's 2 anyway. Well, I didn't actually think that was a bite. I thought I had been pulled under, but this feels to me like an eel, which is not what I want. Either that or it's foul hooked. Oh, yeah, I thought it was. Whatever it wasn't a proper bite, as I said, and it didn't stay on. Let's just untwist that. And it's obviously fish down there. Taking a short while for them to come on, but we're getting there. Still using 3 pieces of corn on the size 10 hook. They certainly aren't shy, and they're definitely greedy. And it's just a question of drop it in. Obviously the tide's coming in, so I will need to deepen up a little bit shortly. But let's just see if that hits the bottom, and then we know where we're at. Yeah, see that's on the bottom, just pulled under. So we're still okay for that. And what I'll do is hold back a fraction this time. It should be reaching the baited area around about now, so a little bit of slack and bring it in a little and then hold back, just controlling the float. Letting it go through, but that could well be a bite, that one, or certainly something in the area. And yes, see what I mean? Just a bit of control is all you need. Well, they don't half go in here, don't they? Yeah, okay, fish. He's somewhere out in the middle now. Now I don't know how big this thing's going to be, but it's definitely going to be bigger than 5 pounds. And it's, where is it? It's probably about half to 3/4 of the way across the river, and starting to come up the river. I've obviously got the right control over the thing, because I'm getting bites now, and definitely feeding with the bait dropper was the way to go. Ground bait was a wrong move today. That was a mistake. Right, well he's going that way now. Just in case you're wondering, I've been asked a few times lately about the float rod, but not so much about this rod because I don't really use it. This is an old Drennan Series 7 puddle chucker, 12-foot carp waggler. Well, it's 12 foot, it's 2-piece. It isn't being used for a waggler. It's being used for stick float fishing, but it definitely does the job for these carp. Lovely rod still. Discontinued now, of course, some time ago. I think they replaced it with the Vertex range. But a good rod nevertheless. Right, came out of there. Oh, there's some snags down that bit. He's right under the bank, look. They know where to go, all right. See him take off. Oh dear. Right. He's getting there. Right. At least I haven't got so far to push the landing net head into the water now. It's probably come up a good foot or so. Back down underneath me again. And this clutch is actually set pretty tight too. Well, I thought he was about done, but he's still got fight in him. He's back out there a bit now, look. He must be done by now. Big old mouth on him. That's it, he's in. Whew. Yep, that's a good fish. Oh, I tell you what, he might be a bit bigger than the last one. Whew. Well, bigger than the first one rather. The last one wasn't all that big at all. So, we'll weigh him as well just to see. Ape still fish. Let's see where we're at with these scales. Okay, 0, and he's £9 14 ounces, so that's £8 10 ounces. Nice fish, eh? I won't get him out, you've all seen an £8 fish before, but good stuff, eh? Okay, same thing again. Excuse me. Right, put it in about the right distance out, which is around about there. You can control the thing, of course, with the end of your rod, and just slowly allow him to go through. I'm not expecting a bite of chuck, but I should have a few fish today. Just allowing it to trip through. Bait should be anywhere in that sort of metre that the float is at the moment. Oh, yeah. And that was a bite and I missed it. Well, ho hum, still getting bites. Alright. And just ease it through again. It's good that this wind's coming up against me, it really makes it easier to control the Avon float. That one? Yeah. Too easy. Well, maybe not too easy, but hey, this is good fun, isn't it? This one isn't so big. In fact, for this place, it's positively small, but that's okay. Well, I'd say £3, just. How many is that? 4? Can't be bad though, can it? What does it say? Wash, rinse, repeat. Oh, bit of a bite going on there maybe. Yay! Thick and fast. Again, not a huge fish this one, but he's going a bit nuts in me swim, which is not what I want. Come out of there. That's it. Again, relatively small. In fact, it's the smallest one so far, but what good fun. There he is, look, and he swallowed it. Smallest one so far, eh? Yes. Not sure what's going on here. He's right under the bank. Got nuts all round me swim, look. You can see all the boils maybe. No, don't. Oof. Straight that snag down there. That was a quick carp. And it's taken the hook length as well. Oh well. You can't have everything, Den. Okay, well I've set back up again. And this time I've put a different hook on. This one is a size 8. And I think it's a Carp barbless. Haven't used them for that long. In fact, I don't remember the last time I used a size 8 hook. But I thought it might just allow me to put more bait on the hook. And the fish in here, being as greedy as they are, might see it quicker, I might get bites quicker, and I might catch more. Anyway, that's the plan. So, just down there. And hopefully they're still there after that one went charging around all over everywhere. Don't know how many, ouch, don't know how many bits of bait I can get on this one. I'm hoping to get sort of 3 or 4 good ones on. Certainly got 3 big ones on. Should even get 4. Yeah. Just push him up the hook a little bit. Decent sized piece of bait, isn't it? Right. Hope I didn't lose any number 4s. Don't think I did. Chilly today. Okay, so any time from about there onwards we should be looking at the possibility of a bite. Like that. Again, I don't think this is a huge one. Maybe the big ones stay out in the middle, I don't know. Will you stop just going straight back into my swim? Now he's under the bank again. Look at that, right on top of where I've been baiting. They go anywhere on the river, but they go there. Actually, it's a bit bigger than I first thought, this one. And this clutch is definitely not set light. Right, he's down under me again now. Only a small fish, look. Oh, they're still there, that's the main thing. Oh, back up that tree again. This one's probably about £5. Might be quite a big, powerful river, but just because it is doesn't mean to say you've got to fish in the big, powerful parts of it. I mean, this just doesn't get much easier than this, does it? Trotting down the edge in 4 feet of water, just off the end of your rod tip. Oh, nearly hit that one. That's exactly, of course, where the bait's been landing, and it's been staying in position quite well, of course, because it was on the bottom straight away. Might be a little bit close in now. Yeah. Come out of the way of that stick. Yep. Come on. It's into the small ones these days, aren't we? Don't normally catch them this small in the river. And I say small, I mean £3 a reasonable fish, but I would have preferred 13 to 15 pounds like you often get. Yeah, this one's probably 3.5 or so. time. You're gonna get. Not quite sure what he was doing there. That's got to be a bite, hasn't it? Just didn't go under. Okay. I don't know, you expect these real fast going under bites, gazunders, and it just bounces around doing nothing. Where is he? Right under my feet again, look. Get out of that snag. Tighten up a little bit more, I think. Oh, up a tree again. That's the only thing with these trees. A good shade in summer, but other than that, they're a pain. You know what? I think this time I'm just going to let it trot through and see what happens. Unhindered. Obviously it will go under when it hits the bottom, but will I get a bite beforehand? That's a bite. Tell by the sharp judder. Didn't take it properly though, did it? Or maybe it was just a fin. But it was definitely not a... There we go, look. So trotting it through seems to be working now. And this one feels like it's a bigger fish. Oh! Yeah, definitely a bigger fish, I think. Ooh! That clutch is really tight. Let's just take it down a fraction. Well, looks like you've got to vary it from half speed, full speed, not moving. But this is definitely bigger than those 3-pounders. Oh. Just hugging the current now, but at least he's out there instead of down there, because that's a pain when they go into all that snags down there. Excellent curve on this rod, really good action. It's a shame they discontinued it. Mind you, having said that, I dare say the new Vertex that they bought out a year or two ago is probably just a derivative of this with a new logo. Oof. Armic. Right, he's somewhere down here now, but he's been really slow and lumbering. And often that's a story of a big fish. I dare say he's probably still got a bit of fight in him, because he's literally been using the current to fight me mostly. Right, come on fish. He's down below me now. There he is, look. Oh, that's a nice fish. That's more like it. That was just a little bit further down than the bait was, and at full speed, so maybe the bigger ones are just hanging off a little bit. Come on, out of there. Right. Come on. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on. Can't quite get his head in the net. Come on, fish. Try not to hit the camcorder as well. Told you he got some left, didn't I? I knew he didn't use up all his fight out there. Okay. Head first then. No. This time. Yeah. Get in the net. Whew. Well, that was hard work, wasn't it? That's a good fish, you can tell because his tail's sticking at the end of the net and I'm back at that tree. Ah. That is a great big fat fish. He or she's been feeding well. Let's throw the hook down there a minute. We will wait, I think. It's not a 20 pounder obviously. It's more like the sort of fish that I expect from here. So 0. £10.6. So it's a 9 pounder. Just over. But it's a big fat fish. Whoops. Better not do anything like that again, Dan. That was close, wasn't it? Right, let's get back to it. Done a bite? I know I'm dragging out of the bottom there because I can see it. That's the bottom. But anywhere there is where the bait went in, so I'll just hold it back. That was definitely a nudge. It's having a go, and I'm going to hit that. They don't seem to move with it, do they? They just sort of bobble the float around. Kind of weird. Oh, here we go, he's gone under my feet again. Some of them take off on these great long runs and others just go round and round in circles and go under the bank. Ow. Out from under there. All of a sudden they decided they like underneath that bank, don't they? Okay. Whew. Well, probably about 4 pounds, but short and stocky this one. Well, I've got no idea how many that is now, and again you won't have seen all of them. But I've had a fair few fish today. Haven't had anything massive. I think what, 10 pound or so was the biggest. But hey, not a bad day. Well, the flow's all but stopped on the river for now. We'll soon be going backwards with the tide going out. So not really having to, or not really able to trot anymore. It's in the space of the last few minutes, it's literally stopped. I probably arrived an hour and a half after low tide, so I've probably been fishing for about 3.5, 4 hours. What was the? Yeah, just about 3.5 hours. So that's not been a bad day so far, has it? Anyway, I think I'm going to carry on for a short while. But I've certainly enjoyed today, and I've learned a few things, and I've also learned that my bait droppers work really well. So as I say, as always, if you enjoyed it, click the like button. If you want to subscribe, you can, and until the next time, bye for now.